I mean it when I say it. The DJI Avata 2 is seriously one of the best FPV drones in 2024. However, it's not doing mountain surfing like this. This is a custom FPV drone, and this is my very first one. In this video, we're gonna dive, quite literally, into a whole new world, and I invite you to enjoy the experience along the way. In the last week or so, DJI released a new update, and it's pretty unique because you can now fly the DJI Avata 2 with the goggles 2 or remote controller 2. I have the FPV remote 3 and the goggles 3, and you can also fly the old O3 units now with the goggles and remote that are new from DJI. And they purposely did that so they can get as much money as they can for this drone. But it's good news. If you have the goggles 2 or remote 2, you could just buy this drone. I think it's like $400. And I'll tell you, it really flies really nice, especially compared to the original DJI Avata. But there's another issue here. I think the update essentially killed off the DJI Avata 2. And that's what's in this box. Let me explain. Also, two things. I'm recording with a very wide lens. Like, here's the lens here. Look how narrow I look. This is 10mm Laowa lens. And I'm excited to see how it looks for the video. If it sucks, then oh well, I learned my lesson. But just trying something different, and I think it looks pretty cool. I'm going to put this away, and let's show you guys what's inside this box here. And the other thing, over here, I have some hard drive issues, and I'm transferring everything off my RAID storage. I got to reset the RAID storage device, and you might hear the loud hard drives in the background. So that's that. Want to get that out of the way. Now let's get this open right now. Oh, look, a weird little power supply adapter. What could this be for? A nice FPV drone battery. That's not the Avata battery. These aren't the DJI props. What are we doing? Oh, I just realized this box is in my way. That is okay. That's a bad thing with the 10mm lens. Everything is right there. I don't know what this is, to be honest with you. And look what we got here, guys. My very first real FPV drone. This is the iFlight Bob 57. Stands for Best of Both Worlds. Best of Both Worlds. And it's a 6-inch long range and kind of freestyle drone. So I think it's going to be perfect for where I live in Kodiak. And let's go ahead. That's everything I got. Let's get this out of the box. And let's get my first sneak preview. I'm nervous. Just looking at it, I'm nervous. I got to do some installation here. But wow. This thing, if I can get it out of the styrofoam. Wow. Let's get the box out of the way. I'm going to leave these propeller things on just so I know what I'm looking at when I go to install everything. Man. This is it, guys. My first real FPV drone. It's by Ellis Van Jason. Well, he kind of co-designed it with iFlight, which is pretty cool. And I'm so excited to finally be able to soar the mountains here in Kodiak. And I'm really not going to do any freestyle. I want it to be like a long-range cinematic drone. And I don't need super long range here. The mountains aren't that big. They're like 2,000 feet from sea level. And but they got some awesome ridge lines, and I'm pretty excited to check out. So let me just show you guys the size comparison here. This is the DJI Avata with the props on. This drone doesn't have the props right now. With the props, they will be a little bit bigger. So just a heads up. Now this drone has the O3 unit in it. So I'm going to have a little less image quality, I think. And I'm really excited. Like I said, really nervous to get this drone tested and everything. I got to do a little more research. When you go research FPV drones for the first time, there's so much that you need to learn. And I just got to do one thing at a time. I'll do a little behind the scene footage of setting it up. But yeah, I'm nervous. Like, I really am, because it's a good amount of money that doesn't have as many safety features as the Avata. But with that, you pay a price, and that price might be some awesome mountains. Let's get this thing set up. I don't know how long I'm gonna take to set it up, but the weather's been pretty crappy outside, so I don't know if I'll be able to fly this week or not. We'll see. Well, unfortunately, my audio didn't pick up on the camera, so I'm just overlaying some audio right now. And all I'm trying to say is I just updated and activated my O3 air unit on the drone, and I was about to bring the drone into beta flight. I didn't think it was necessary to show any of that because it's just too confusing and it was too much for me at the time. And I didn't want to give you guys false information because I'm not the person you want to listen to when it comes to that stuff. How I paired the air unit to the Goggles 3, well, I just watched this video right here. There's a link in the description from Captain Drone. All right, well, I'm not at any place scenic, but this is a pretty good place to test out a new drone, especially a custom FPV drone. And we're just gonna test right now without a GoPro or anything. We're just gonna make sure the propellers are on right, everything starts the way I want it to. Just get used to pressing the start the motors and stop the motors, and just making sure the drone flies and just reacts how I think I set it up. It was too much to record me going through it. Maybe I should have recorded myself going through the process because I don't think anything could be that bad. But it actually wasn't too bad. It was actually almost set up. And I don't know what the rates are going to be like, but I was watching a video. The rates are pretty custom or pre-customly installed on this Bob 57 drone. So let's get everything on and let's see what we can do. I gotta take the goggles or the glasses off so I could use the goggles. Turn that on and it goes ballistic. There we go. I love it. I'm gonna go put the drone down over here. One thing I just thought about was I'm not sure if the O3 has the 8 gigabytes installed. It looks like I have 18 minutes of flight time. So let me just make sure the record button does. Okay, good. So the record button works. We are in angle mode, so it should just fly. I don't know what else I could do. So I think we're just ready to go. So frustrating. Alright, so I figured it out. It wasn't letting me start it because it was in GPS rescue mode first. I clicked that button and then I could start it. But now the drone's like got no life left in it. Here's something I made a mistake with, and it's not knowing how to read the batteries. The voltage per cell was under 2 at some point, and that is absolutely unacceptable when flying. This was a lithium ion battery, so it can go a little bit lower into like the high 2s, but don't ever really fly these drones under 3 volts with the lithium ion or 3.5 with the lithium polymer batteries. I was gonna try a different battery. I don't know if this one's low or not. I had good juice at the house. It said it was like 70% full, and now it's saying it's pretty low. So this is all part of the learning curve. Definitely all part of the learning curve. Alright, we're just gonna go manual this time. Okay, better battery this time. Alright, it's got some power, man. This is not the DJI Avata. Alright, manual's better. Now let's see if we can land it. Well, there was my very first real FPV flight. It was pretty atrocious. The rates were a little bit faster than I thought. I think the angle of the gimbal was a little bit higher than I thought. I'm gonna call it for the night. I'm just gonna take this as a lesson. A couple things. If the drone doesn't start right, I might have GPS rescue enabled, so click that button and then the motor should start. And make sure we recharge the batteries before we come out. I thought there'd be enough juice to fly. There might have been, but I gotta look more at the what a low battery looks like, because it's kind of confusing, I'm not gonna lie. No GoPro today. Man, we had a pretty hard landing, I thought, but nothing is broken. So successful flight. We didn't break it, and we flew it. So there's gonna be some improvement over the next couple days, I hope. Rain on Saturday and super windy on Sunday. But this thing is designed for wind, so I think we'll test it then. I hope you guys didn't click off the video with this. Okay, I fly the DJI Avata really good, but this is different. It's just a little different. So let's just chalk this up and see if we can think about some of the mistakes we made tonight and correct them for our next flight. Let's get out of here. All right, well, it is time for a real FPV flight. Let me just widen this up a little bit so I can be closer to the microphone. We're gonna get this started here. I got the Bob 57 here in my back. So let's get this all set up. I learned a lot. I want to give a big shout out to Craig Lord FPV. I'm pretty sure I said his name right. He's an Alaskan FPV pilot up on the mainland, and he gave me some awesome tips, and I learned a lot, especially about the batteries and when to land and all that fun stuff. So big thanks to him. Check out his channel. He's got some pretty cool FPV stuff, pretty cool locations and everything. So really recommend. I'm really excited about this place. This is Pillar Mountain, and what is special about Pillar Mountain is there's a lot of flight restrictions around these windmills here, and well, I don't think I'm gonna have to deal with that problem right now. So what's cool here today is I'm gonna be using the GoPro, and no battery in here. The Bob 57 has its own power supply, so we'll be able to power on the GoPro with this, and it'll be pretty cool. I think yesterday I learned a few things. I think my angle was too much. I was going too fast, and I just felt out of my element, but I was nervous about a bunch of things. I realized you can't set the actual gimbal angle in terms of knowing what the percentage is. You just gotta eyeball it. So I think that looks good. Drone is set. How's the battery left on the camera? I got 2 bars. That should be good. Well, here it goes. One thing I'm nervous about is landing. There is a lot of rocks here, and this is a heavy drone. We'll figure it out. Let's start recording the goggles. I think I got the gimbal angle set a little too low. It might only be like 10 degrees. Which is fine. Well, you feel the bobbles. I know what the issue is. I'm in horizon mode. There we go. Now, okay, now it feels a little better. Okay, I was in horizon mode. I was like, something's not right. I'm losing signal, man. Alright, we're gonna come in for a landing here. I got about like 80% of the battery left. It's gonna take me an hour to figure out how to land. I think I'm gonna land in these bushes here. Okay. We landed in the bushes. Pretty cool is I got this beeper set up on this button here. So I got, hey, it didn't stop for a sec. Okay. Anyway. Okay. First real flight done. Felt a little better. I ended up in horizon mode at first, and that was my own fault. It's like the things you don't get used to, you know, so I'm gonna get used to it. It's not gonna be something I master overnight. I gotta look back and see how long I flew for. It looks like maybe about 10 minutes, which is what I expected. So if I want to climb a mountain, I'd have to do it pretty quick. And one take probably with the 3300 battery. The 4000 I might have a little more wiggle room. My friend was saying that the 4000 is a lithium ion battery and they can go a little bit lower before they the battery dies. This, once it hits around 70% or whatever, it will just fall out of the sky eventually. So you want to land around 70%. So this is a 3300 milliamp battery. You want to be landing around 2300 milliamps. So that's my lesson. I don't know how much I can pack in this video. It's going to be a lot learning curve over the next week or so. At least I know how to fly manual, and I just got to get it in manual first. And let me stop recording on the GoPro here. This is the iFlight Bob 57, and it's a learning curve, and that's all I got for you in this one. Okay, well, I lied. That's not all I have for you. I couldn't leave you without some epic footage. So check out this video of me flying up Pyramid Mountain for the first time and diving it on this beautiful evening in Kodiak, Alaska. The reason I didn't stand out here and record a video was these bugs. I was not about to get eaten alive while I was flying up there. That's pretty cool, guys. That's pretty dang cool. Yeah, I was just sitting in my truck with no bugs. It was pretty nice. That was my first ever mountain, official mountain dive. That was pretty nice. And we had plenty of battery left. It was, I think we used about 1,800. And I think I'm good to fly around 2,800 to 3,000 with this. So that's pretty cool to know how fast you can get up there. And I don't even know if I was in the frame, but yeah, guys, that was cool. If you guys want a simpler FPV setup that's ready to go right out of the box, well, consider the DJI Avata 2. Click this video right up here to see my 3-month review on that. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Stick around for some hopefully epic Alaskan FPV content, and catch you guys in the next one. Bye.